Today is the 4th of July. However, with the traditional festivities understandably suspended, I thought that instead we might take a moment to focus upon the historical significance of this date. To do so, it would behoove us to examine the document around which this date is centered, that being the Declaration of Independence. Now, should any historians in our audience be concerned that such an important historical document has found its way into my possession, I can assure you, you need not worry at all. This is not going to be missed in Washington, and now I shall tell you why. Have any of you ever gotten a really close look at this thing? The writing is so small and cramped that it's virtually inscrutable. Now, should that be the case, you can always consult a more contemporary copy of the Declaration of Independence, and in doing so, you will be relieved to find that its phrasing is neither biblically ambiguous, nor is it indecipherably Shakespearean. The document is, in essence, a letter to King George III of England, detailing the indiscretions which were imposed upon the American colonists. However, no names are actually mentioned in the Declaration of Independence. It simply refers to he, him, his. He did this and he did that. He did not do this, he did not do that. He failed to do this and instead did that, and so on and so forth. And therein is where the parallels become so clear and so very alarming. Just listen to a few of these, and then you tell me if you don't experience a sense of déjà vu. He has refused his assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. That means he, whoever he is, refuses to get behind laws which would clearly benefit everybody. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. That means, in essence, among other things, he fires people left and right who happen to disagree with him in any particular given moment, at any particular time. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states, for that purpose obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners. That means he is screwing around with immigration. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. Somewhere in this one I see obstruction and justice. Here's one. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent, that is to say, his okie dokie, to their acts of pretended legislation, law enforcement, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states. Now, these are just a few. This list of he did this and he did that goes on and on, which brings us to the point of this editorial. I have two suggestions for those of you out there who do not wish to observe the 4th of July in the traditional manner. Firstly, make a little game of it. Go down this list yourself and see just how many of these he did this and he did that's are truly applicable to this day and age. See if you can't score 100%. The Second suggestion is this. I knew it was in here somewhere, and there it is. Hold these truths to be self-evident, all are created equal, endowed with certain inalienable rights, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. To secure these rights, governments are instituted, deriving their powers from the consent of the governed. And that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundations on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. In other words, the Declaration of Independence itself, this hallowed, sacred American document, holds within it the validation of you mounting a revolution against any form of tyranny which seeks to oppress you and your liberties. Now, to all of you saying, what in the hell difference does it make if all of this is just being ignored? Well, this brings us to our second notion for, shall we say, recalibrating July the 4th. This letter to George III is in essence also a letter from the much debated Founding Fathers to all of you, telling you, basically, if you don't like what we did, go out and do it yourselves. Do it all over again. Do it better if you think that you can. And should you follow this suggestion, and should today be the day upon which you implement said suggestion, that is to say, if you declare your own independence and mount your own revolution today, well, from this point forward, we will always look back upon the 4th of July as Independence Day. Get it?